All right. Good morning. Good morning. I want to talk about April 9th. April 9th is a huge, huge day for boxing. We got fights in Postam, Germany, Mexico, Australia. Of course, we got the big Showdown HBO fights that we're going to get to later. The day before, Argentina. None of these are going to be televised, though, but it's still dope. Just so we know, in that Salem, New Hampshire, all these places are having fights one day, April 9th. We got to check the stars and see what's going on with those. First and foremost, I want to point this out. The HPO lineup has way better fights. I have to give Bob Arum that as far as competitiveness, etc. The Showtime lineup only has one fight that I really, really want to see, and I'll really is the main reason why I'm picking to watch those fights versus the HBO fights, and that's obviously because of Charles Martin versus Anthony Joshua, which we will get to in a hot second. So first on the HBO card, the card that I'm not watching is Manny Pacquiao versus Bradley 3 for welterweight WBO title. First off, I want to say shout out to Pac-Man. Shout out to Timothy Bradley. I think Timothy Bradley is one of the most underrated fighters in welterweights in the game. I would love to see him fight Kell Brook. I don't know why he's not rated number one yet. Kell Brook is, but Timothy Bradley isn't, and that's not cool to me. No, I think Kell Brook is awesome. Don't get it wrong. I just think Timothy Bradley's really been going through it as far as wars, good fights, proving himself, bending dudes out. So I really believe Timothy Bradley's going to go ahead and pull this out. He'll figure Manny Pacquiao out this last time. He sounds a little more mature, settle down, and he'll get him out the way. I even think he might win by knockout, if not by a unanimous decision. The next fight is Arthur Abraham versus Gilberto Ramirez. Now, the reason I get hyped about that, again, these are dope fights, bro. Arthur Abraham is a German fighter. He looks Arabic, though, or he is, or Pakistani. And he doesn't have a jab. He's not very offensively effective unless he catches you. So what he'll do, he has like this turtle shell thing where he'll kind of sit like this, whatever, right? You come in, you get hit, you get hit most of the rounds. He'll give you two flurries. And if you get two good flurries, this is Arthur Abraham at his max. You know what I mean? And when I mean get two good flurries, he'll sit like this, and all of a sudden he'll stop. So that's Arthur Abraham. Now Gilberto Ramirez, on the other hand, young slick fighter, love this kid. I think he's really nice, and I think this is either a way for Arthur Abraham to get out the way, or possibly show everybody his turtle style will still shock you. um, All right, so walk-through fight for Gilberto Ramirez because he's constantly moving, he's going. He could work better on his defense, so he could possibly get caught from the turtle shell. But as long as he stays slick and accurate, I really feel like he's going to be too much for Arthur Abraham, and he'll go ahead, shock everybody, kind of put his name out there a little bit more, and jump up in ranks out of nowhere. Well, everybody else will say out of nowhere. You know how boxing is. So the next fight again is in. If I say your name wrong, my bad. Avi Gradovich. He's fought everybody when it comes to featherweight division. Lee Shelby, everybody. I don't just keep naming a bunch of people, and he gets beat by a lot of people, but he beats a lot of people. He's a bulldog fighter. He's gonna keep coming right in front of you, pressing ahead, no matter how much you sting him up. So this is why his opponent, my young man Oscar Valdez, I really, I think it's gonna eat his ass up. Oscar Valdez swings for the fences every punch. And he likes people that stand in front. He's usually having to chase people down, etc., etc. So I think this is a good fight for him where he doesn't have to chase anybody down. We'll see if he's really powerful, if he's really tough. I really believe he is. And I think he'll finish off Gardovich. And that'll be another good jump for him to get pushed into the rankings. So that'd be huge. Um, the next fight, it has a nice prospect inside of it. I really like the prospect. He's not really much of a prospect anymore. I guess he's a contender, kind of, sort of now. So this is why this is a step up fight, but it's not because it's Jose Ramirez. He went to the Olympics. Really nice kid at junior welterweight, if you don't know, and he's fighting Manuel Perez. Manuel, nothing against you, bro. It's just that it seems like you just take a loss, take a loss, take a loss. So I mean, he could mess around and do something to Jose. I think it'd be a good test. I don't see him knocking him out or nothing unless Jose just goes in there and totally is lackadaisical, not on his game for nothing. Um, Now these last two fights actually I like better than the three fights. These all four of the fights, really. I don't know why they're so low on the totem pole. They probably should be later for another card. But hey, I don't make these up. I don't make the fights. I'm not a matchmaker. So next we have Alexander Gofflick versus Najibi Mohammadi. Now what it is, Alexander Gofflick, he's hot right now, undefeated, right, whooping everybody, blah blah blah, in light heavyweight. A lot of people see him doing a lot of big things. Now the next guy, Mohammadi, he got destroyed by Kalakli. All right, Nathan Cleverly, that was a close fight. In fact, I ain't gonna lie, I don't think it was close. I think he beat Nathan Cleverly. So, anyways, I think this is gonna be a good fight. We know he can't beat Sergi, so you're not gonna be champ. I know you're not gonna deal with no Andre Ward, so he doesn't have a good. And Mohammadi doesn't have a good shot at probably becoming the next champ. I don't see him dealing with Adonis or anything like that. He fell short with Nathan, which I think he got robbed, and he fell short with Kovalov. So he's really now like a gatekeeper, I guess, but a good gatekeeper. Like to get past him, you got to be that. So we'll see if Alexander is that. The next fight I think could have went as a undercard or the fight after the Arthur Hammer Gilberto Ramirez because I kind of see what they're doing with the Gilberto Ramirez Oscar Valdez things. Business wise, Latinos are always gonna bring a good following, always, always. So I understand that move. Now you have Brad Solomon versus Constant Pono. Both dope prospects. Pono Marv. Both dope prospects. Really coming up shooting high inside of the game. I really that's gonna be a nice fight. I believe they're both still undefeated at welterweight. I love the welterweight, 147. So that's a nice class. You really want to check that out. I don't think it's gonna be televised. It should be though. That'd be dope if it was. All right. Now to the Showtime card. I'm gonna start from the bottom. This card sucks. It's mostly a bunch of gimme fights. The top one is kind of gimme fights, but at least it's gimme fights with people that will scrap and bang with you. Arthur Abraham is gonna bang you out, and he's number one ranked. And then you have Eugene Golovin, kind of gimme fight, but he's number 8 ranked. And then you have Manuel Perez. That's a gimme fight, but he's a veteran. He's streaky. He comes to fight. So even though, again, you have Alexander versus Mohammadi, that's going to be a toss-up fight. That's even Mohammadi saying, look, I want another title shot. Alexander saying, I'm here. You know what I mean? And then you have Ponomerv versus Solomon. Man, bro, that was a good top prospects. Like those, this is why I hate in boxing when people say, "Oh, they haven't fought anybody." Bro, you don't know what these people went through or who they had to fight. Both they were younger, going to O against an old guy, and whoever that old guy now, he's going around all the way around the world just to get built back up into this path. And when he comes back years later, it's oh well, he didn't fight. No, they fought each other when they were younger, or they went through this. Like so, I really hate that because this is a fight that will show, which one of these guys are going to move up. Which one of these guys are going to be possibly an elite fighter. So, anyways, this Showtime card sucks. We'll start with the bottom one. O'Hara Davis versus Andy Keats. I got O'Hara Davis mopping that guy. I think it's the featherweight. O'Hara Davis, real slick fighter. Obviously, he copies the shoulder roll. Andy Keats is literally a journeyman, quiet, calm dude. Not really. Doesn't look like he has much of a spirit. He has a fighting spirit, but as far as outside of that, yeah. Then you got George Groves versus David Brophy. That's probably the best fight on the card outside of the title because George Groves is returning. David Brophy is a hot prospect. George Groves is returning, so George Groves is saying I'm still a top fighter. David Brophy is saying what I'm on my way up. I'm here, so it could be him making a statement saying check me out, or it could be George Groves saying look, I told you I was back. Matthew Macklin versus Brian Rose. Why? Like I like Macklin, I like Rose to an extent, but versus each other, that should have been free TV or something. I don't know. It's not. I see them both fighting, putting up good fights, and I even see Macklin pulling that out, but that's not exciting for anything. Then Jamie McDonald, he got a gimme fight against Juan Alberto Rosa. That's Lee Shelby versus Eric Hunter. Don't get it wrong. Eric Hunter, that's going to be a good fight. Lee Shelby is a slick fighter. I like the guy. He's always pulling it out, letting people know what time it is. That's going to be a decent fight. I really like the style matchup. They're both slick fighters. Both come to fight. I'm going to give it to Lee Shelby. I would like to see Eric Hunter pull it out, to be honest, just because I like his style versus Lee Shelby's. but I really got Lee Shelby pulling it out. And now to the main event. This main event, man, I think a lot of people is got fucked up, got messed up. Anthony Joshua, don't get it wrong, he's a nice athlete, good guy, tall guy. He won a gold medal. A lot of us feel like he didn't win because he was in London, so they gave it to him. But um, he's been running through opponents. I really felt like he should have probably fought before he fought a Charles Martin. I went for this title fight. He should have went and got a Brian Jennings, um, probably a Derek Sheshko Pereira or Shannon Briggs, somebody like a tune-up to get to this next level fight. But he chose to jump in that deep water with underrated Charles Martin. Charles Martin has been. I've been watching Charles Martin for a while now, and he's been underrated the whole time. You guys didn't put him as a hot prospect. You guys put all these other people ever since he came out. Everybody was like, "Oh, bro, no names, no waves, no nothing." I am so happy he got this fight against St. Joshua because he's gonna knock him the fuck out. When it comes to boxing, if a lot of you know Sweet Science, don't get me wrong, Anthony Joshua has power. He's gonna run through. He's gonna, he has heart, he has will. But when it comes to the Sweet Science, technique, understanding, maneuvering, setting traps, footwork, elite fleetness, uh, Charles Martin is gonna. I really feel like is the next unified, undisputed boxing champ in the world. And I'm saying that right now, April 8th, that he will beat Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Vladimir Klitschko, or Dante Wilder. And I really can't wait till he fights Dante Wilder. And I think they should build that up after this. So that's what I have to say about April 9th. I want to give a shout out to Earl Spence Jr. and Chris Algieri. I think that's going to be a dope big fight. I think everybody should go ahead and check that out. I'll make another video about that breakdown, how I see that going. And happy April weekend. 4th of July is in July. I don't know.